Welcome back to my low-key podcast in my car. I'm no longer doing a whole studio setup if you didn't know that. But last episode I talked about men because they have been annoying me recently. And this episode I want to talk about how I'm going to transition from worrying about my heart getting broken and being in that loophole of does he like me, does he not, and just the whole dating field right now. Like, it's just too messy. The talking to guys thing that has been an epidemic amongst us Gen Z, where there's this whole culture around dating and how it's like more toned down and turned into something called talking to someone, and there's this like weird back and forth game, and there's a lot of hookups going on, like no one does dates anymore. And honestly, I'm just over all of that, and I have been like super sad about the fact that like I never could get a boyfriend, and I thought something was wrong with me, but I'm realizing it's society. Nothing's wrong with me. So as I'm embarking upon this new realization of, the world we live in right now around dating is just really messed up, I'm like, where do I go from here? Like, I don't think I'm gonna find husband material for a while. So that's where I came to terms with this decision of locking in and muting out the outside world. This sounds like I'm going through like a midlife crisis, but I'm not. Basically, what I mean by that is I'm just going to focus on work, focus myself, and not get caught up in things like dating, and just keep my life nice and simple and easy and drama free. Because when I'm dating and texting guys and trying to find a guy, my mind is going to that place. But I have like things going for me, like I have things I could like expand on. I have like a job that I get to just build up on my own. I have a good base, and there's so much more I can do with this base that I have, where I started social media 5 years ago, and I've just been doing it all my life. I dropped out of college, and I have brothers who also do social media who are very big on social media. I am more so known for being smaller than them on social media, but overall it's a blessing to have like the base of social media, and you really can do whatever you want on here. It's just all up to your control with how much work you want to put in. Like, it's all up to you for how much effort and how much of a grind you want to do on social media. And I go in and out of phases with my grind on social media. I remember when I dropped out of college and I had no money. That was the most I've ever grinded in my life. And at the time I was miserable, and I told myself I never want to be in this situation again, where I was living in this apartment and I could barely afford food, I could barely afford rent. I isolated myself. I dropped out of college, moved to this random area, and it was not the nicest area either. And I didn't hang out with anyone. I was always getting hit up by my friends, like to come out and have fun, but I was just like so zoned in on work, since I was in a tough situation that I wanted to get out of. And now I'm a little bit more out of that situation, but I've gotten comfortable since then, where I think back to that era and I'm like, dang, I don't think I've worked as hard as I ever did when I was really, really struggling. So what does this do with this boy topic that has been circling throughout my new season of Brutally Honest, my podcast? Well, with Brianna, myself, when I'm dating and I'm like really in the boy era of my life, because I go in and out of that era too, I think part of me would use it as a distraction, or like get really caught up in like the Lulu world, because I don't want to deal with what's right in front of me. And some things that are right in front of me that I don't want to deal with could be work, or could be myself.